What's up, y'all? What is going on? What is up, YouTube, honey? What's going on, girl? Hey, bitch. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, welcome back. We're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I put a poll over there in the chat for you guys because I want to know how you felt about the season. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Okay, go ahead and hit me with a yes or no. Okay, what's going on, T? What's up, Melanin Manson? Okay, don't even watch this anymore. I peeped earlier in the season that Asian lady was making me uncomfortable and I stopped watching, but I always stop by to support. Thank you so much, Miss Melanie. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, T? The season was long as hell. Long as hell. I am so glad that it's over, y'all. Y'all do not understand. It was definitely a drag. We're gonna get into some things they talked about in reunion part 3. So just hold tight. What's going on, Kimmy? What's going on, Boss Keon? What's up, honey? What's up, people over here on TikTok? We are talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. If you'd like to be a part of the conversation, come on over to YouTube. Okay, we're gonna be wrapping up on season 2 reunion part 3. Okay, Phyllis says this season has been a lifetime. Right, it took forever. It started out great, but it took a sharp left and was way too many episodes. What's going on, Phil, honey? What's up? Yeah, definitely way too many episodes. I think it took a left because a lot of us was expecting it to be about Jen Shaw and the things that she had going on, but it wasn't. We spent most of the season talking about Mary and her church and Whitney feeling a way about Mary. Right, I just didn't understand that. And Heather holding, what was Heather holding? The snowflake or whatever they hold in the center, but brought absolutely nothing to the entire season. What was that? What's going on, Malik, honey? A major no? Gotcha. Miss Gucci Diva. Hi, Jamie. What's going on, honey? What's up? Let's talk about it. This season was tired and lame. Jen Shaw, you are not black or brown, girl. Try again. I can't. What's going on, Tricia? What's up? All right, so let's go ahead and get quick into this review. Try not to keep you guys too long. So Lisa goes to talk to Meredith. Like, that's where they ended on last episode. She went over trying to talk to Meredith. Meredith was not interested, and I really did not blame Meredith at all for not being interested in talking to Lisa. And Lisa came up with this bogus ass excuse that we haven't heard about at all. Like, it wasn't, they're not paying the rent. Like, she told me something, well, I said some of the things they said because they said that you were talking about my home that's under construction. You said that it was shitty. And I was like, girl, how the hell did we get all of the stuff that you said about her out of this piece of what she could have possibly said about your house? I don't believe Lisa. I'm sorry. I feel like that was some BS that came out of thin air, and she just threw that out there. So I hated it. I was here with Meredith when Meredith got up and said, girl, I'm good, and walked the hell off. Yes, Meredith, get up off the table and go about your business. Okay, so when the ladies returned, Whitney was asked about her business and the rebrand. She says that the reason she spent so much money, I am glad that she cleared that up, because I was over here like, where you spending all this money? And when you go to your IG page, it's not giving. So are you really making the sales? Like, I don't think so. But what we learned is that she ended up buying out her business partner, which was a good thing, especially as she goes to rebrand and all that other great stuff. And I feel like it's probably best for her to do that now in her second season, because as she grows, hopefully her brand grows too. Right, so it's gonna be, more money coming into the company, and why would you want to split that 2 ways? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, no, let me get all my coin. Like, no. So there's that. So she said they bought out their old business partner. Her husband clears up the rumors and says that they actually had more than one savings. And I'm like, y'all can try and clear that shit up now, but y'all need more people, because I don't believe you. Talk about some yeah, we had a savings, but that savings was for our cabin. Well, that's not what you said when you had the show. Okay, when you was on the show, you were talking about clearing out your savings for your children and X, Y, and Z. So should anything happen to y'all, or when they get older, they'll have some coins. Now you come and sit your wide. I had to stop right there, y'all, because y'all know what I was going to say. I was going to get on my candies, okay? A wide body. Now, you come and you sit yourself up there, sir, okay? And you sitting up here lying, talking about it was the savings money just for y'all cabin, but y'all got a whole other set of savings. And then you got Heather, and I was like, Heather, if they don't fling your ass to the back. Heather really got on my nerves, right? She really got on my nerves so much the way, like that was the reason Heather held her snowflake or whatever, okay? It was to be the moral and full support of Whitney this season, okay? And the fact that y'all had Whitney sitting on the end and Heather sitting in front of her was a problem for me, okay? Heather gonna say, well, yeah, 1 second. Well, just want to tell people, just want you guys to know, I sell her products in my store. I do, in the beauty lab, and they sell out every single time. Absolutely. See, I said, you a dog face lie. I don't believe, and I don't believe it. You need more people. You need more customers. Okay, you need more invoices, because I'm not believing nothing that Heather talk about something. Yeah, you know, we sell them in our beauty lab, and they sell out every time. Girl, bye. You know Whitney not producing no products like that. Girl, you need more people. Oh, God said, oh, this if Heather ain't gonna do that, she gonna lie for Whitney, baby. She gonna lie for Whitney. So Whitney was asked about we talked about the business and the rebrand. She gonna tell us, like, you know, based on last year and then this year, I mean, my sales are up by like 540%. Okay, Whitney girl, you and your lies, and I want you to produce your receipts the way Miss Lisa been coming out producing hers, okay? Because Lisa been having receipts after each reunion. Where are yours, ma'am? Bring them to the front, okay? She need more people, Phil. Okay, Phil says, I told y'all Heather was trash. Indeed, honey, indeed, okay? Give me 1 second. Let me put this in. I don't know if you guys can hear me any clearer, hopefully so. But yes, indeed. Hilarious. She is definitely trash. Definitely disappointed me. Definitely came off as fake. For me, this season really exposed Heather and Whitney. Okay. Not my favorites anymore at all. Like, like y'all got exposed this season. Just fake. I hate it. Let's keep going. All right. Seth was asked about his thoughts on Lisa and her comments about his wife. All right. He says that they've experienced a lot this past season, and says that Meredith pretty much, he tried to relate it to like a game, and her being in the game and playing a lot, and suffering from the death of her dad and stuff. And the family nor her getting the chance to fully, like, you know, grieve. Right. So he talks about that and saying how terrible it was for the cameras to be in her face. And then Andy said, that's cute, but that's not what I asked you. I'm going to bring it back around. OK. And what I'm going to ask you again is your thoughts on what Miss Girl had to say about you and your wife. OK. Talking about she smashed half of New York. Loved Seth's answer. He said, well, did she mention that I smashed the other half? I said, come on, Seth. OK, you better make this a little comical. We see you, boo. I liked it. I was here for it. What's going on, ma'am? Says, I don't want any products that Heather uses. Listen to me. My goodness, Lego. Let's keep going. What else we got? Thank you so much for the super chat. What else? Andy, yeah, so Andy asked the question again, and Seth says that he has sex with the other half or whatever, so I appreciated it. Seth was very careful with how he answered that, and it seems like he didn't want to make things any worse for his wife, and he didn't want to kind of ruin the friendship that he has with Lisa's husband. So he was very careful. And I feel like Lisa's husband was also careful as he did, you know, answer some questions throughout the reunion. Lisa's husband says that she broke down and that she wouldn't say any of that stuff that she said about Meredith to anyone right now. And I'm like, of course she wouldn't say that about nobody right now, because number one, that's not how she feeling in this moment. And number two, she high key ass embarrassed. And number three, she ain't trying to be the I don't want to say guinea pig, but it's the first thing that come into my head. She don't want to be the one that's going to be iced out come the next season, right? So of course she ain't gonna say none of that. But I guess, girl, Lisa did apologize to Heather again, and she was, girl, I said, just shut up. You could have saved it the same way you tried to get it out, and she wanted you to save it before y'all went to break. And then Meredith looking at her and I was like, girl, no ma'am. Girl, Meredith, look at Andy. Don't be looking down there at Lisa. Keep your eyes over here at Andy. Anyway, so Dewey and Jen, they ended up talking about their situation. They spoke on the loss of their child. My condolences. Let's move on. Sharif, let's get to Sharif. Sharif and Jen. Okay, so he ended up having a health scare. So they did break down this. So when we thought that Jen probably was lying and she did get tipped off, they kind of broke it down. He did indeed have a health scare, right? And he opened up and just talked about how he had rectal bleeding. And this time it was a bit more than what I guess he's used to from over the years. And it caused some concern with his doctor. So he decided to call his wife. Or at least his assistant, I believe, called his wife and was like, hey, your husband's in the hospital. This right here is going on. And it was in that moment that she ended up getting up so that she can go and check on her husband. And it just so happened, ironically, child, that Homeland Security was on her. All right. So that's what ended up happening. It wasn't that she got tipped off, or if that was the case, honey, if she did get tipped off, they definitely worded it perfectly to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that she wasn't trying to run for the law so they don't have to tag that on to her when they go to trial. So that's what they said happened. She ended up leaving, and then on her way to go check on her husband was when she ended up getting, you know, pulled over and then arrested and all of that stuff. Right. So they talked about that. What else happened? Oh, they played a clip. They played a clip of the ladies talking SHI about Jen. And Jen says that when it came down to the season, she couldn't watch it. She didn't want to watch it. Her husband ended up watching it, and he was the one that was relaying things to her like, oh, I'll tell you what they said, girl, because Heather said this, and your girl Lisa over here said that. So he was over there being messy boots for his wife and calling a thing. And I'm like, well, if he was going to relay everything to you, you came out better just sitting up there watching it for yourself if he was going to tell you everything that happened. But okay. So Andy asked him about cheating in their marriage. I want to believe that they didn't. Okay. I want to believe that no cheating happened. However, it was the way that they sat up there and both said no. Yikes. So Sharif was sitting up there like, he just looked at Andy like, no. He didn't even say it. He just gave him a look. It seems like he gave a bit of hesitancy because he was waiting for Miss Jen to actually answer the question. And she was like, no. I was like, I want to believe y'all. I do. I don't want to put infidelity on everybody's marriage, okay, if that's not the case. But something was awkward about that no. Because, Jen, you was quick to answer everything else, right? But when that question came around, they spun it. Girl, you had to use the tissue to deflect and then say no. And then Sharif was slowly waiting on your answer before he shook his damn head. Girl, I was like, what? Y'all sit up here trying to act surprised. Like, this ain't that new. If the rumor's been out there, girl, cut it out. Anyway, what else we got? So Sharif says that he didn't think anything of the money, right? When it came down to Jen and how she was spending her money and stuff, he says because she's always had a job since he's been with her for like 20 some years. She's always worked or whatever. And all of the fashions that she had, he didn't really think a lot of it because he says that she accumulated all of those things over time. All right. So I do feel like, Sharif knew she had a job, but I don't think he fully knew or understood the type of job that she had. I don't know if he even cared too much, you know, to know the type of job that she had. He probably, I don't think he thought it was illegal at all, right? So yeah. And then I also wonder, y'all, is it just based on states, right? Because I feel like some, like, let's say, I don't know how that works. It's making me think of like pyramid schemes and stuff, but with lead generation, I guess it's different. Like some states are they crack down on like pyramid schemes. So depending on the state that you're in, operating in the manner that you're operating, you could get arrested for that. But if you're in a state that doesn't trip off pyramid schemes, then you're safe. So I just wonder about that. Like if she's probably been doing this for years and years and years, was she not abreast on the laws that were going on as to where like maybe things were good 10 years ago and then the laws changed and they saw you acting in a certain manner, so then they decided to come and snatch you up. So I don't know, but that just came to my mind. But anyway, speaking of lead generation and data monetization, Jen says that she did take offense to the way Whitney broke down lead generation. She took offense to that. And Heather trying to defend Whitney like she wasn't talking about your company, okay? She was just explaining lead generation. Yeah, but it was still in the context of Jen's company for a person. Like if that's what the article is saying though, and she's explaining it, how I took it when I watched it, it did seem like that's what Jen's company was involved in. So I can see why Jen would take offense if that's not what it's about, right? And you're supposed to be my friend. You ain't got all the details. Don't try and put a narrative out there like that's something that I was doing if I wasn't. However, I will say, Was she later on was asked about data monetization? I had to look that up because I'm like, data monetization is lead generation. Like, I'm sorry, I could not, like, I didn't see where there was a difference because it's all data. When it comes to lead generation, that's all data, right? And when you create these leads and you send them out to someone that's able to monetize off of them, that's still data monetization to me because I feel like they go hand in hand because that person is then paying you for those leads. That's what I mean. But then Whitney lied to, like, I don't think she really lied too much, right? Now that you try to break down and separate, like, oh, you try to make it seem like they were two different things. Like, oh, it's data monetization. And then when Andy asked her more about it, she was like, I can't go into that. And I said, well, girl, you went in so enough to say that it was data monetization. You shouldn't have even said that, to be honest, because they sound like they the same damn thing and y'all just putting different titles on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. It makes me think of the tech industry and some of these other industries, right? With these titles and stuff, knowing y'all do the same damn thing, right? Your title just sounds like it's a higher ranking, but you still doing the same damn thing. It's probably a data entry person. Like, are you following me? Not Jen don't know what she was doing, Phil. Hilarious. Well, she did say that Stu was the one that was handling everything for her for the most part. He was the one handling things. It sound like a scheme Todd set up for them to come to us with the bullshit. You probably right. Jen got bumped off from another schemer being busted. Oh, you feel like she ended up getting updated? Somebody tipped her off. Shared is a train. Cherie is she did open up about him being an attorney. No way in hell he did not question, at minimum to himself, how she was generating the income to support the very lavish lifestyle. Great point, Teresa. And he could have definitely inquired, and I wonder what her response was to him. That made him probably think like, okay, all right, cool. Then it sounds legit from what you're telling me. I'm going to trust your word and just, move on. He probably didn't do too much investigating into his wife, but I don't know. But that's a good point. So what else happened? Jen then brings up her husband. So Jen brings up Whitney's situation. Like, how would you like it if somebody said these things about your husband? Let's say your husband got a lawsuit and he got all this other stuff going on and people are speculated about yours. How would you feel? And that's when Whitney said she understood. And I think that she could have apologized to her about that. But then it took Andy to go and ask, what's her husband's name? Justin. Ask him about his company and the pyramid scheme and things that he got going on. So Justin says it was a lawsuit that was put out there and his name was removed from it. I thought it was two. I thought it was a lawsuit with two different parts, and one part got denounced or whatever or dismissed, and then you got a whole nother part that's still out here standing. And then the way that he was trying to set it up by saying, Andy said, "Is it still in litigation?" He was like, "Well, it's out there," and I'm like, "What the hell do you mean it's out there? Is it out there?" Like, what? I'm thinking it's still in litigation if that's what it is, because that's what I read in the article, that it's still out there in litigation. Okay, but he's like, it's still out there, but trying to remove himself as though he has nothing to do with it. But then we find out that her husband just got fired from that same company. What, like a week ago, a few days ago, did he just get released? So, yeah. I think Coach playing Boo-Boo the Fool. Boo-Boo the Fool, like phony Faye did with Apollo, playing like he don't know what Jen did. And I would play dumb as hell too, because it ain't no point in both of the parents being locked up. Hello. So let's go ahead and keep going. I don't trust Justin, is what I said. Y'all know he recently was fired from his company, from my understanding. I think he put a post out or something like that. So, girl, you was sued. Stop trying to act like your name wasn't fully attached. Anyway, so then Jen then goes on to clear the girls. Okay, she clears them and lets them know that her husband was an attorney at one point. Not only was he an attorney at one point, he also was an NBA agent or something like that at one point. And now he is a coach for a D1 school that just went to the Rose Bowl, okay? I do believe those schools get paid a lot of money. All right, or at least not the schools, but the coaches for those teams. I think they do get paid a lot of money. Now, is it enough for the lavish lifestyle that Miss Jen been living? IDK, girl. But I would think he getting some type of coin. So Lisa's husband says that he told when it came down to Jen and Lisa, because that question came up, her husband said, I told her to reach out to Jen. I didn't trip too much off of their argument because I just felt like this ain't nothing new. Y'all done this before, so just let it cool off and then give her a call. So he didn't think that it was going to be a big deal because that's how they are. They argue with each other. They're firecrackers. And he says Lisa is a firecracker, y'all. But for me, I'm like, firecracker where? Because the only time, I just don't, like, whenever Jennifer is meeting Lisa with that energy, Lisa never gives that same energy back. Lisa only becomes a firecracker when so much pressure is put on her that she ends up like popping. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when she's like a firecracker, like she was in that room when she was calling out Miss Meredith, saying all kind of things about Miss Girl. Right? But I don't see them going back. That's not their... That's not how Miss Lisa is. But okay, sir. So Sharif says that he was disappointed because he felt like out of all people that was going to show up for my wife, I figured it would be Lisa. So to find out that it wasn't Lisa and it ended up being Heather, number one, that disappointed me. I was hurt. But to see Heather, you know, I was really appreciative and I ended up crying, you know, once Heather, decided to show up. What else did he say? I will say this. I do love how Sharif supports his wife. Okay. Like, I mean, whether she right, whether she wrong, for the most part, I think he checks her accordingly. But just hearing him talk about how she didn't want to get out of bed and how her, you know, he has to use his son to try and get her out of bed and stuff like that. I can imagine that that is definitely real. At the end of the day, it's for our entertainment, but it is her real damn life. Like, she literally could be going to prison for the rest of her damn life, right? So I liked how he has been trying to support her in this moment. And you could tell that he was trying to fight back tears himself, right? Lisa goes on a break to go hug Heather and Whitney. Girl, what the hell is you doing? Now, who the hell told you to get off this couch and walk all the way over there? Ain't you tired of scooting over there to people trying to hug on them and love on them? Girl, these people don't even like, what are you doing? Go sit your ass back down in that corner. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I'm like, why'd you hugging him? Only thing I could really think of as to why she was doing it was because she don't want to be the most hated woman in the clique come the next season. She don't want to be iced out, I guess. And Heather would have been the last person to get a hug from me, high key. Girl, no ma'am. But anyway, so Andy continued to probe, I believe it was Jen, about the case, right? So he asked about Stu and whether or not she's talked to him. She hasn't talked to him. Y'all know that is difficult to be able to have somebody in your life every single day. You talk to them about everything. Now you're going through this. This probably would be the person you would go to talk to about this, right? She can't even do that. So she's really, really going through it, okay? She can't even assess his mindset, where he is with things. She don't know. They talk about Stu and this guilty plea. All right. Talk about the guilty plea and how we think that that's going to hurt her case. And I believe that's what she said, that she couldn't really speak a lot on it. Right. So what else? They didn't go on to talk about the ladies questioning where her money come from. Whitney, a bald-faced, bald-headed lie. Okay. Whitney, you a bald-faced, bald-headed lie. Girl, you was highly questioning what this lady was doing with her money. And then gonna try and differentiate success from you questioning her money. Girl, stop it. And then gonna say that she had a sugar daddy. Girl, stop your lies. And then y'all sit up here trying to make it seem like Lisa was the person that was in the wrong and everything. Girl, cut it out. Cut it out. And then Jen want to be upset with Lisa, yelling at Lisa. Lisa like, girl, I don't know what you get mad at me for. You need to go over there and yell at the sit next to you, because I ain't do shit to you. Okay, them the ones. I'm the one that tried to give you a heads up, girl, and I came over there to you to let you know that these was over here talking about you or questioning your coins and all this other stuff, girl. All right, but you want to be mad at me for whatever reason. You need to be mad at them because them was the ones that said it out loud, not me. Okay, I'm sitting up here thinking to my damn self at this moment, like, girl, I wouldn't be surprised if Heather and Whitney about called the damn cops and then trying to concoct some type of plan to put it off on somebody else. Now, we do know the Homeland Security, all them folks, they do their investigation, so they probably been on her ass for a minute. But while you got us looking every which way, Miss Heather, girl, they pulled up to your beauty lab, dear. So was it you? Was it you? Because we know that you and her wasn't cool in the very beginning. But eventually y'all got cool, but you sure you ain't tipped them off? Anyway, let's keep going. What else? Bravo. This was funny. So they talked about how Jen spends oh so much. Oh, I spend like 50,000 a month on this, and I spend oh so much on that, and no. Girl, they were shady as hell to include these audition tapes. And I felt the way because I said, where's Erica's then? Now we do know y'all will give us flashbacks, but give us the unseen flashbacks then. For Miss Erica Girardi, period. Y'all gonna go and play these people flashbacks. It made me feel like y'all was trying to incriminate them more. I ain't like that. I said, ooh, y'all are some messy hoes out there in Utah, ain't it, Andy? I guess, child. And then got Sharif up there too, talking and saying the same thing about his wife. I said, oh Lord, this is not, please don't let them get a hold of these tapes. Because y'all know they requested for Bravo to send them all footage on Miss Erica. So let's pray that they don't do that. What was an interesting point too for me was when Andy was telling Jen, like, the prosecutor has a 95% rate of like prosecuting people or something like that. And she said, yeah, that's because everybody pleads guilty. Everybody takes a plea of guilty or something like that. And I'm like, that's a word. And I feel like that shit shouldn't even count towards their record. If you did not actively go into trial and win your case as a prosecutor, DA, whatever you want to call it, that should not count towards your record at all. If you can convince people to take a plea, that should not be counted. I'm sorry. Yeah. But let's keep going. What else? Yeah, I think I talked about. Okay, so Whitney was asked about lead generation and Jen's business. Jen says that she's never done lead generation. She says it's data monetization. Andy wanted her to expound on that. He asked her about selling elderly people's info and then pretty much roping them into a situation that's going to pretty much make them pay. Right. And rope them into a situation that they can't get out of. Right. And she says, well, you know, I can't talk about that. And I'm like, well, girl, it sounds like the same thing. So what is data monetization? What are you giving them? What were you giving the people? This is messy. So Jen was asked about Whitney calling her husband a sugar daddy. Heather tried to speak up and Heather pissed me the hell off. Oh my God. You're mad at her? Are you serious, Jen? You're mad at her because she called your dad a sugar daddy? Out of all the things that was said, you would be mad at her about that? Who is talking to you, Hootie? No one is talking to you, Hootie. We're talking to Whitney and Jen, not you, girl. Oh, she was getting on my nerves the way she was defending her, like, be quiet. And I know you're not telling anyone to sit up here and or feel away, right? You're not telling anyone that they should not feel away about something that they said. When it doesn't matter what Heather says. It does not matter what, I'm sorry, not Heather, Lisa. Doesn't matter what Lisa does. You're going to find a reason to be upset about it. The audacity of you. And then gonna tell this woman, talk about something about a sugar daddy, or either calling her husband a sugar daddy or saying she got a sugar daddy, one of the two. Like, she could be mad about that, because when you make statements like that, insinuating that I have a sugar daddy, if I have not been out here cheating or whatever like that, you're gonna cause issues in my marriage. So you're fucking right. I'm gonna be upset. And what did Mary already tell your ass, Heather? You don't even have a husband, so why are we over here having a conversation? And it's no shade. It's a no shade. But in this moment, I don't think you can relate. So be quiet. Girl, anyway, what else? Andy was, did y'all notice? I felt like Andy was high-key coming to the defense of the girls. He was high-key coming to the defense of Whitney and Heather. I can't remember the statements that he said, but he would just hop in and just defend them. And I'm just like, Andy, what? Like, it was something that Whitney said about Jen. And when Jen spoke on it, Andy jumped in and said, well, you're being accused of da-da-da-da. Shut up, Andy. We know. Why are you trying to have Whitney's back? Girl, Whitney be out here running amok and y'all be out here trying to protect. Anyway, so Meredith spoke on the ladies telling her that Jen, she said, and there's some ladies here, right? And then here go Heather talking about something. Say the name, Meredith. Say the name, because when you don't say the name, it's making me think that you're talking about me. So why don't you just say the name? Right? I don't know. It could have been Lisa. She just said women there. She wouldn't tell us, but she said that they told her that Jen was looking to destroy her or whatever. And Jen denied that. I don't know, Jen. Sometimes when you be drunk, girl, you could say anything. So ain't no telling what the hell you done sat up here and said that you was going to do. I don't know, girl. Maybe you can't remember. But anyway, so they spoke on the text messages, and that they said Gia was sending out to everybody. Everybody was getting these awkward text messages, right? And Meredith says that her investigator told her that he believes it was Jen, but he wasn't sure. He didn't double down on it because he wasn't sure, but he believed it's coming from Jen. Jen says that she also had gotten text messages. But before we get to what Jen's text about her text messages, I actually felt a way about this, Meredith. I felt the way that you would lead, because I feel like you did lead with confirming that the investigator pinpointed that was Jen. And then you get to the reunion and you say, oh, well, he wasn't sure. Well, if he wasn't sure, why would you lead with so much anger towards Jen? And why would you lead with, like, she did it, it was her, it was her, it was her, if you didn't have the concrete evidence? Either you were lying then or you're lying now as you're sitting on the couch. Right? And you're probably trying to soften the blow a little bit while you're on the couch. I don't know. But, and I also feel like the investigator, some part of me feel like he did tell you that, and you was trying to soften the blow. I mean, maybe he could have came to you and told you, hey, maybe, but I feel like he was very adamant when he came to you. But anyway, so Jen goes on to say that y'all talk about text messages as though I didn't get any text messages, girl. Do y'all want me to read mine? Great, let's do it. Okay, so she decides that she was going to read hers. And they said some very not so great things about her son as well. And Meredith sat up there and said, but see, Jen, that's the thing. That's why I dropped it. I dropped it, Jen. Jen, no, Jen, I dropped it. And I said, Meredith, we're not gonna do this. You know how I like you, girl, but I'm gonna be honest. You was full of it right there. You ain't dropped nothing. You ain't dropped a damn thing, Miss Meredith, girl. No, you didn't. Anyway, towards the end of the episode, okay, he started to go around and ask everybody what they learned. Okay, I didn't really capture or care too much what the people had to say as they go around. But I did listen to what Lisa said, and Lisa talked about how she's not a vulnerable person, and it's very hard for her to get to that place of being vulnerable. What else did what Lisa say? Yeah, she said she wasn't raised that way, and I really appreciated her saying that, because I noticed that about her. You know, you do walk around like you got everything all together and you're so perfect, which you don't. You're not a very vulnerable person. And then when you need people to support you, everybody's confused. Like, nah, you got it. Like, what you talking about? Like, it's left field. What is this? What is that? So I'm glad that she opened up about that. And hopefully we'll see a more vulnerable side of Lisa going into season 3. I will say I started to really, really not like Lisa. I feel like this season at some point, but that definitely turned. I don't dislike Lisa at all, but I'm not a fan of Heather and Whitney at this time. Like, y'all just played all along, did all kind of jumping jacks in front of the crowd, did all kind of workouts. And I'm just, I'm not here for it. So we'll see what it's going to give next season. I feel like everybody can start off with a clean slate. We going to see, but the verdict is out for them. Let me see what you guys are saying before I go ahead and hop off. You didn't talk about how Jen kept bringing up the people of color card. I mean, for what? Like, she's a person of color, so I didn't see anything wrong with the things that she was saying. Yeah, I didn't see nothing wrong with that at all. And her kids are Black, so of course the things that she's saying, she's gonna advocate for them because those kids is Black. So I didn't see anything wrong. But Jillian, let me know your thoughts though. Let me know because we can have different perspectives, and share yours down below. What else? Okay, thank you for clearing that up, Jillian. She got DMs, not text messages. Gotcha. And with that being said, with the DMs, girl, and not text messages, I feel like Meredith's investigator told her, like, that's what it was. I don't think he said no damn, he wasn't sure. I think he was very sure. But I think Meredith came to the reunion trying to soften the blow with Jen and just says, that's why I dropped it. He wasn't sure. Like, nah, because if the shoe was on the other foot, Jen coming for your head. But she already outed her though. That was so she said he was 99% sure, but didn't confirm it, so she didn't want to out Jen. But she did out her. She did out her. Who you talking about, Melanie? You talking about Lisa? It just gives the vibes that she isn't who we saw off camera, and the other ladies don't want to put her on blast like she got some tea. Let me see. Hold on. That's why you said that you think she brought it up to change the narrative. Oh, wow. I didn't think about it like that. I feel like that is a good point, Jillian, because I didn't even think about it like that. Especially the way that tension is when it comes to politics and justice and all of that. Possibly. Which is what I'm saying. Jen was the one with the proof and ready to bring it. Next thing you know, all the women had an issue with her. I agree, though. Jen had valid points about people of color, but they didn't really apply here. Which to me, Kimmy, goes to Jillian's point of her trying to change the narrative. And then saying she was hesitant about sending in that video of them arresting her child, but she knew what she was doing, and I would not be surprised if she was actually advised by her attorneys to do so. Good observation. Good observation, guys. People love bringing up the black card to make people be gentle to them, like Jussie. Ooh, Jen is Kim Kardashian. Her way into black culture. Well, she about already did that. Like, she technically didn't lie, but at the same time, you put your kids at risk by committing crimes, allegedly. Okay. Yeah, true. That was just a good point, because I did start thinking when she was talking about the video and everything. I was like, I mean, yeah, that was messed up, right? They don't hook, line, and sinker my ass, because I'm over here like, yeah, that was messed up. Like, her kids really did something. You went to her house and draw guns on these people. Like, what kind of stuff is that? These are kids, you know? Girl, I'm all up in my head, child. You right, girl. She did change the narrative for me, honey. I'd be conflicted about the people of color thing with Jen, because she grew up in Salt Lake City, and she said they always treated her as a black person, not whatever she is. We know white people don't care to know the difference, girl. They don't. That's true. Jillian, girl, you be on it. I mean, you know what I'm saying, girl? Because after you said your statement, that was the question. Why would you give Bravo that video of this traumatic experience? And it was giving the Emmett Till situation, right? When his mom allowed his image to actually go into the magazine so people could really see what was done. She was trying to pull that play on playing that video on national television so people could see it. And then it's going to shift from being about whatever crimes she may have allegedly committed to being about, how dare you guys do X, Y, and Z, and da-da-da-da-da. And she's being under attack, boo-da-boo-da-boo. And she's a person of color, and her husband is black, and da-da-da-da-da. So I think think that was a good observation, but y'all could tell me. I don't doubt she dealt with discrimination in Salt Lake City, but girl, you definitely still was fried in the elderly, including your own mother, not her mama. She was fried her mama too. Oh my. Listen, I did get the Discord about Real Housewives of Largos, okay? I'm hoping we can watch as well, girl. You already know. Somebody dropped the link in the, this was a while back, so I may have to search it and share it, because I feel like that site's going to be the only way we really going to be able to watch the episodes, girl. I need Showmax to get with it. I do. Matter of fact, I need America to get with Showmax or Hulu. Okay, one of y'all streaming services. I need one of y'all to get with it, because I feel away. Matter of fact, let me vent, girl. Give me a second. Just a quick second vent. Why the is it that we can watch Love Island UK on Hulu? Okay, y'all can reach out and pull content from Hulu, but y'all can't reach out and pull content from Africa? Now, granted, Netflix has stepped up their bars, okay, when it comes to the content over there. But BIT, can we get these syndicated shows, though? Like, y'all figure that out, how we can watch them? Because let me say, I already know Real Housewives of Johannesburg was good, girl. And I already told y'all how I had to switch it, change it, rearrange it, so I'll be able to even watch the show, okay? So, yeah. I think Largos is going to be good too. But they gonna reach out and pull forward Real Housewives of Dubai. Because remember, we still waiting for that to come. And we already saw what the cast is giving. Girl, but y'all mean to tell me y'all not gonna give me this all black Real Housewives of Largos? Andy, Bravo, people come to the front. We need to talk. We need to have a conversation. Y'all need to get in y'all Hulu bag, or some bag, Peacock bag, whatever bag y'all need to get in, y'all need to get into that. So we'll be able to watch, because I think it's going to be good. I do. We were able to watch Steve Harvey Family Feud Africa. Good night. Not Africa. Oh, my. BB says, speaking on Jen, excuse me, her kids and husband is black. So she has all right to speak about being a person of color. Why do people always want to tell people when to talk about their experience as a person of color? Okay. I agree, Kimmy, girl. I'd rather watch that instead of watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City being dry. But this was cute. Y'all. I do appreciate you all hopping on the line, girl, and checking me out today while y'all in y'all lunch or whatever y'all doing, or laying in the bed when you're supposed to be working from home, or whatever you got going on. Okay. I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to try to go live. I have some things scheduled to do for today, like Candy in the Game. We're going to do that in a little bit. And then at some point, I'm going to come to you guys with This Is Messy. All right. And I think that might be it. I may chill out at that point. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see. But y'all come on back, for Candy and the Gang. And This Is Messy. And make sure you like up the video. If you've yet to subscribe, you might want to go ahead and do that. And what else I got? Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at jamithatsme. Share my videos. And I'll catch y'all in the next one, girl. Bye.